I loved my time living in Memphis, Tennessee. Just a beautiful city on the Mississippi with a lot of history and a lot of great music. Of course, you got Elvis's Heartbreak Hotel House there, the one he bought with the proceeds from Heartbreak Hotel. You've got the plantation where Muddy Waters recorded I believe his first album close by, and you've got Beale Street, you've got the Cooper Young neighborhood where there's so much great food, soul food. One of my favorite places there, I used to know the guy who owned Ernestine and Hazel's. If you stop through Memphis, you've got to check out that place. It's this old brothel that's got a white piano on the second floor, and so you eat on the first floor and you can get their soul burger. So good. Then you go upstairs and it's the old brothel where you see all these rooms. Everything's empty except for a little white piano in the corner of one of the hallways. And you can just go up there and chill. And last time I was there, and it's just an iconic spot that's super cool. Now, you do have to be careful in Memphis. You can't just go there thinking, la-di-da, let's just go have a good time and not pay attention to anything. I was riding my bike from the Cooper Young neighborhood, which is this really trendy neighborhood kind of in the center of Memphis. Not Beale Street downtown, but in Cooper Young, it's where these two streets intersect, Cooper and Young. And there's a lot of restaurants right there. I was riding my bike from there to downtown for a little bit more action one night. And people will literally stand along the sidewalk of their home and tell you, and while you're riding your bike down the street, they'll say, hey, stop for a second. Or they'll back their car out if they see you riding your bike on the sidewalk. And they'll back it out. So you literally have to stop and then walk it around the car. And that's when they jump you. So that's something you do have to be careful of. Memphis, I think, historically has been, over the last 50 years, one of the most crime-ridden cities. And that's because it's so insanely cheap. You can get houses there for $10,000, but the houses on either side will be stripped out of all their copper. There'll be no one living there. And then you'll realize why the house is so cheap. Somebody from Brooklyn thought it would be a good idea to possibly move to Memphis, renovated the house, and then saw that there was nobody else living in the neighborhood, got scared, moved out, and now is trying to sell it. So very, very fascinating place. And my last altercation that I had in Memphis, I was walking around the Cooper Young neighborhood during the day and real close to this coffee shop that a friend of mine used to own, Java Cabana, rest in peace, Mary. She owned it and sadly passed from cancer. Don't mean to bring everybody down, but I was planning to go back and visit my girlfriend at the time who lived in Belgium, and I had $15,000 in the bank, and I was moving it, I think, from one bank to another or getting ready to travel with the cash. I'm not sure what crazy harebrained scheme I was up to that day, but I had a backpack on and I had $15,000 cash in my pocket. In my backpack. And so I was walking right down the street during the middle of the day, like 3, 4, 5 o'clock during the day, PM. And I looked behind me and there was a guy right at the end of the street, real small, almost like a little ant. And I thought, oh, okay. Because I don't know why. I think it's because I grew up with a crazy family. I was always kind of looking over my shoulder. But I saw this guy, and all of a sudden I heard footsteps running very quickly. I turned around. He was much closer, and before I knew it, there were 3 guys surrounding me. My back was against a fence. And so I immediately just said, I don't want any trouble. And they were holding a large crowbar with ski masks on. And they said, give us all your money, or give us everything you got, I think is what they said. So I had my phone in my right front pocket. I had my wallet in the other pocket, and the wallet had a little money clip on it. So I think I had a few bucks in there that you could see. And I pulled out my phone. iPhones were still, not everyone had smartphones at the time, so they were still pretty novel. I pulled both out and I just laid my hands out. And I hit the power button on the phone so it would illuminate. Just, I guess, good thinking in the moment, just kind of like shiny object. Hopefully it'll grab their attention. And I had the phone in one hand, wallet in the other. My hands just palm up. And I just said, this is everything I got, knowing full well I had $15,000 in my backpack. Well, they didn't brain me. They didn't hit me in the head. And they took it and they just ran off. And they were never caught, never got any of that stuff back. It was real sad because I had a lot of cool shit on that phone, like just saved stuff for me personally, notes and photos and stuff. But they didn't get the money. And I was able to go visit Belgium with some money that I ended up spending foolishly on my ex. She was insane. And I loved my time in Memphis. It is a beautiful city with great food, a lot of great people, a lot of great nightlife establishments, but it's also incredibly dangerous. So if you're going to Memphis, make sure you talk to a local, find out where the best spots are to hang out, because you don't want to end up like me and get mugged almost twice.